That's the plan. We'll see. You know, you never know where life will take you, but that's always the plan.
Denzel, how hard was it to sit out that one and watch as that game kind of transpired and got away from you guys?
Yeah, it was very tough. You know, seeing it definitely from a different perspective. You know, I was on the sideline watching and seeing it. You know, we got a lot to work on, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough not being out there with everybody, and you know, I always want to fight with my guys, but yeah.
Denzel, what do you think is, I know obviously you play against the Bears, but what do you think is going on with the run defense the last two weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta execute our assignment, get the runners down, and yeah, it's not too complicated. We just got to make plays. You know, a lot of guys they've been making plays, and you know, made more plays than us. We got to make more plays and get it done. Not allow as many rushing yards and as many plays to be made on us.
Then when you look at this Bills run offense, they have the number one in the league. So, what is the biggest challenge for this week?
Yeah, I think it's just a great opportunity to have an opportunity to stop the run. You know, they're a good rushing attack, and you know, we kind of slacked a little bit in our run defense a little bit. So it's a great opportunity for us to show up and you know, clear the air.
Miles can set the record this weekend. Just what does that mean to as a teammate and just, you know, collectively?
Yeah, that means a lot. That's why I got to get back on the field. You know, I told him, don't break the record without me out there. I got to be out there when he breaks the record, you know. But, no, it's going to mean a lot. You know, I'm hoping he gets to this week. And like you said, it's not a matter of if, but when he gets that record. And just a credit to him and the work that he's put in and the entire defense because, you know, you can't do it alone. But, yeah, just big credit to him, big shout out to him. Looking forward to him getting that second record and getting it done.
On that note, there's a bunch of stats that are saying that Miles is doing this despite teams are throwing at him less, or throwing at you guys less than, you know, some of the other guys who approached this record. How does that add to the greatness of what we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows he's a Hall of Fame player, and you know, his name is going to go down in history, and we all here to witness it. And man, just, you know, you can't say enough great things about Myles Garrett and what he's able to do on the football field. And, yeah, it's just great to see. And like I said, looking forward to seeing him get that record.
I know we asked you about this earlier in the season, but the fact that teams don't even want to throw to your side of the field, obviously I know individually you want to go out there, you want to make some plays, but just the level of respect that they're showing towards you, they just don't even want to go in your direction. What's that mean to you as a player?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's definitely a big respect. This is the first year that I haven't got I'm like going games without getting targeted. So like I said, it's definitely a big respect. A lot of those coaches and everybody coming to me after the game like, yeah, we're just not going to throw at you. We're going to throw at you this game, and you know that means a lot. When going into a game plan, you look at how you can attack a team and attack guys. You know, the plan is to make it hard on guys and not go in and be like, hey, we go throw it 21. You know, try to make it a long day for them if they decide to do that. But, yeah, just continue to work my craft, work my game, and being a player that this team needs me to be to make it hard on opposing offenses to come my way.
What makes Josh Allen so difficult to defend and just such a tough challenge?
I think because he's a great passer and a great runner. So he's able to really do it all. So able to extend plays and run around and still keep his eyes downfield and make that throw, but also once he does cross that line of scrimmage, he's able to run, and you know he's a bigger quarterback. He lowers his head and able to make plays in that aspect. So definitely top 5 quarterback in his league, and been doing a great job for them.
And along those lines, Denzel, you guys are used to playing dual threat quarterbacks for a lot in the league, and obviously you play Lamar twice a year. But is he almost like the bar for those guys? Because just his physique, you know, he's bigger than some of these other guys, and he's able to do all the other things he can do.
Yeah, I think guys definitely bring a different aspect. I mean, they're up there in the sense like they're able to do a threat quarterback like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, like they're able to do the same things in a sense, but still differently. Like Lamar's, he's probably faster, a little bit more elusive and everything, but Josh Allen's still able. He's a capable runner and able to got a good stride on him and do the same things as well. So they're kind of similar though in that aspect.
Denzel,
looking at this season, and I mean, the division is so wide open, obviously. The AFC in general is crazy. Kansas City's already eliminated. Like, does that add to the frustration of this season for you guys, just that wins haven't come and so much is wide open this year?
Yeah, you know, they didn't come, but you can't focus on the negative. You know, we still got, 3 games left of the season, so, I mean, now you got, what are you playing for? You know, this is a game you dreamed of playing and prayed for. You know, we get an opportunity to go out there and play another game of football, whether that's just 3 games, you know, not making the playoffs, but, you know, just go out there, have fun, and put good stuff on tape, and, you know, get ready for the next season.
Denzel, do you remember the first time you thought Miles is special? Like when you first noticed this guy's different?
That this guy's different. Yeah, well, I'll say, nah, he was, first time I noticed he was really different. I think when I first got drafted here, like I was playing around with Miles and stuff like that, and he like jammed my finger and like hurt my hand, like just playing around. I was like, oh yeah, I can't play with him no more. Like he's just like just a large human being. Like certain people that you just can't mess around with. But that's why I know, like, okay, if he's hurting me just off of just walking around in the locker room, I know what he's doing to those guys out there. But no, just since day one, Miles been a crazy player just to watch and see him develop over the years.
He set a goal of 25 sacks early in the season. I mean, when you see something like that, did you think getting to that number could be accomplished?
Oh, I mean that's for Miles, but yeah, I mean the type of player that he is, I'm sure that it was capable in his eyes. You know, if not, it's getting closer now. I know he believes it now if he didn't before, but you know, I always want to try to set goals and try to go out there and work as hard as you can to reach them.
When you talk about it being painful not to be out there on Sunday or not to be able to play, is part of it the impact that you believe you would have had and the outcome and how the defense played?
Yeah, I think definitely. You know, I think highly of myself as a player and what I'm able to do when I'm out there, and how I can help this team. And you know, definitely watching the game. You know, I feel like I could do things out there to help. You know, I'm not saying we just go win the game, but you know, definitely could have done my part a little bit to help out. You know.
Denzel, when a team like the Bills that don't have a premier number 1 wide receiver, is that a different challenge to you preparing for them?
Yeah, to a certain extent. You know, they roll a lot of guys through at the receiver position, so just got to keep an eye on everybody and not take anybody lightly, and just execute my assignment and not get too complacent out there. And, yeah, just really do our job. Everybody got to do their job and execute. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Denzel.
Yeah, thank you.
Jerry, when you went back and watched today, Bears game, what stood out to you about why the offense struggled?
Self-inflicted wounds. We had some penalties that had us behind the sticks. As an offense, you can't play first drive or first down like that behind the stick. So that affected us. And I think the Bears did a good job of disguising their defense. Showing us one look, finishing another. Other than that, yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that we need to just correct within ourselves to get better.
When you watched that play on film, that pass to you that was intercepted, what could you have done differently to secure that ball better?
What can I have done? I probably, from looking at it, I probably would have said like slow played it a little bit instead of like trying to jump into it. Probably like slow play, I guess, lay hands it. That's the only thing I really think of.
Jerry, you mentioned that teams are disguising looks like the Bears did that a lot where they show like cover 0 or whatever and they drop into like cover 2. How does it make it harder in a passing game or maybe even as a wide receiver when they show one thing pre-snap and then they drop it to a completely different thing post-snap?
Sometimes our route change based off looks, just being able to see those looks during the snap and also having the quarterback see what you see during the snap too as well, so that's the biggest thing, just, pre-snap, see the look, see the coverage, after the snap, you just got to adjust your route depending on what cover they play.
How do you process what you're seeing what you see from them after the snap, and then how do you adjust your route midstream? Some
routes you adjust, not all of it, not every rep you adjust it. So depending on the route I got, or it just depends on like the coverage, the technique, and the route I have. So it's kind of a hard question to really answer without having a specific detail on that.
One of those things where you just need like time in, like we talk about getting time with Shedeur, like one of those things where like as you get more film on, just kind of get a feel for what each other is looking at and what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I probably won't say time, just more film and understanding what they're trying to get to overall. I think that's the biggest thing really. I don't think that's really a timing thing. It's just more understanding like they showing the cover 1 look, but they jump the cover 2 whole time. But there's little things like that.
Is the timing and the chemistry between a quarterback and the receivers, is that something that you really can't replicate it too much in practice? Does it sort of have to be learning on the fly each week? You guys hope to get better, but I mean, doesn't it have to be sort of in the heat of the moment?
Getting on time with the quarterback, I feel like it's an everyday thing. It's always something new, always things that you need to adjust throughout the week, depending who we're playing and who we're going against. So, having that communication and having that understanding with your quarterback is going to be a lot helpful. So, it changed throughout the week. It's constantly talking, constantly communicating, and constantly understanding where we want to get.
Kind of along those lines, how important is it to get like real game reps then, that you guys can sit down and watch on film and say, look, I was thinking this here. You can kind of actually see it in a real game and show Shedeur what you're thinking in a certain situation.
There's just constant communication throughout the media room, throughout practice, and just constantly communicating, constantly trying to pick each other's brain and seeing what we see out there, and just learn from there. That's all you could really do, basically, for real.
Jerry, looking at this season, I mean, the division has obviously been so close, and the AFC is close in general. Like the Chiefs already got eliminated this past week. Like, does that add some frustration for you guys that like the wins haven't been able to come and things are just kind of shifting and so wide open week to week?
Of course, it's always frustrating not being able to win games. We come here throughout the off season and throughout the week just to prepare for Sunday to put our best foot forward and win games. When that's not happening, it gets frustrating. So nobody wants to lose. So. Yeah.
What can you do to help Shedeur, coming off the game that he had, his first game so far? What can you do as a veteran to kind of also help him boost up and bounce back?
Just tell him, one game don't define who you are. It's part of football. Just don't let that dictate how you come out here and practice and trying to get better each and every week. Just keep being who you are and just stay focused and keep the main thing for real.
When you see him throw those 2 deep balls to Isaiah, and he's thrown a few since he took over the starting role, does that excite you for the ability to open up the offense and get those explosive you guys have been looking for all year?
Yeah, just having the ability to take advantage of those deep shots, it opened up the offense a lot more. Just having defenders not sitting on our route, and not really understanding, and not really trying to stop the underneath and have to worry about the deep balls now, so that helps the offense overall. So, we just got to keep hitting on that and keep getting better at that.
Is there something you like about the way he throws that deep ball?
Yeah, it's accurate, give our receivers a chance to make a play on it.
I mean, the Bills, I think, are number 2 in pass defense. What are you seeing from their pass defense as you go in this game?
Just like, the past few teams we played, they do a good job disguising, play a bunch of different coverages, so that's what they're good at right now.
Jerry, we talk so much about patience with a rookie quarterback, and sometimes that can be hard. Does that kind of apply to you guys too, sometimes as receivers, to be really patient with a guy that's maybe got to learn on the job like Shedeur is?
Yeah, of course. This is his first year in the league. This his 4th game, 3rd game in the league. So it's all about having the experience. Knowing a young guy that just got into the league, don't really got that much experience under his belt. So you try and do your best to really, guide him in the right way and just help him throughout the whole process and everything like that. So yeah.
And I think Kevin said that Cedric Tillman should be able to play more this week. I think he only had 7 snaps last week. How much will that help you guys as a passing game and as a receiving for to have him back out there too?
It's gonna help us a lot. Ced a big receiver. That do a tremendous job for us in the run game and in contested catches role and making plays for us in the middle of the field. So having him back out there, fully healthy and ready to, play a lot more gonna help us a lot. Thank you.
What's going on? How y'all doing? Well.
What did you see looking back on the film of the game against Chicago?
I just got to play better. Yeah, I just can make those costly turnovers, and have the expectation to win.
How do you avoid the desire to maybe try to press and get back in the game when you guys fall behind? Can you do anything to not do that?
Just stay focused.
Shedeur, on the second deep ball to Isaiah, it looked like when he was motioning, you kind of said something to him. Did you change his route at that moment, or?
You funny, bro. You funny. All right.
I mean, as a whole, just like how confident are you? Or what is that process like? Like seeing stuff on the field and making those checks, and
Yeah.
just being able to communicate and make changes on the field. What's that process like?
Yeah, it's exciting knowing that the mental side and the progress is there, being able to see what they're doing and have an understanding, and mismatches and trying to get to those, earlier on.
Shedeur, are teams baiting you into making mistakes because you're a rookie, or when you look at the film, do you see anything like that?
I think people do that to all quarterbacks. I think that's what defense is.
Are you finding a personal balance between building off of the things that you're succeeding in and some of those deep passes that make you feel a little confident, and then also looking at the film and doing what you said, trying to play better?
I just got to get more completions. I got to get more completions. And even whenever we're down or anything, I can't press. I just got to remain having those mental notes to myself, just work within the game and just keep driving the ball, get first downs.
What do you think the difference is? You were the best at completing passes in Colorado, 70% plus. Is it just the difference in competition here and the defense is more sophisticated? Or what do you count for your completion percentage?
I think I got to complete the ball more, honestly. There's no excuse when it comes to that.
When you talk about building trust with the guys, is that an area where it can go kind of up and down through the season, where 1 week feels better, like you guys are on the same page, but it could dip the next week? Like, is it always going to be a work in progress?
No, it's always going to be a work in progress. It's relationships. All relationships ain't always the best, but you still stick together through everything. So just because 1 week, we're well connected, and the next week we're a bit off, that don't mean that we didn't have progress. It's a lot of things in that game that there's positive things that we could take from that. When it comes to trust, when it comes to different things, learning abilities, and just different things that different tasks take forward, like when the game happens. So every moment, every rep, everything is extremely important on building our connection.
What's the great equalizer for teams when they bring the pressure? It seems to be like that's the game plan defensively against you. Like last week, Chicago, I think, came in like pressure maybe 30% of the time, and they dialed it up for you. So, as a quarterback, how do you neutralize that?
Well, I'm just excited that I'm able to get everybody's best. I'm excited about that. That makes me feel proud. That I have that. I'm just getting in the league and my feet settled and everything. So I get excited. Knowing I'm able to face those challenges, because you gotta understand this year right here, this the worst it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this the foundation. This is where I'm building from. This is where I'm understanding different things. This is where everything's translating for me. So I'm excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it because I know we're gonna get them. I know we're gonna get them eventually.
What? Josh Allen somebody that you have admired over the years? What do you like about his game, and what are some things about his game that maybe you have tried to emulate?
Yeah, Josh Allen, he's a great player. He's really good.
Shedeur, what would be a satisfactory completion percentage for you in the NFL?
I mean, you can't. I'm not really looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the wins. So that achieves everything. I talked to Jameis like a couple weeks ago, and then he went crazy. He threw for some crazy yards, but he was like, "Nah, bro. Like, the most important thing is the wins. And having that guidance, having that knowledge, from a vet like him, it truly like helped me understand, a little bit more. I always knew, of course, winning, and that's the final goal. That's what everybody's in this league to do. So, you just got to focus on that. And the more plays you stack, the more completions you rack up, the better chance you have at winning. So, have I been playing winning football lately? Nah, I don't think so. But it's something I have self-evaluated and apply to my game.
How do you know Jameis?
I just know him. I don't know.
What do you guys connect over? How do you relate to each other?
We both people. We both people. I don't. Jameis not here right now, so I don't think it's respectful, to speak on his behalf in the locker room full of other great teammates and other quarterbacks that's here, that's helped giving me wisdom also. But that's just a person. That's just a thing that triggered me to just speak his name because that was a conversation we had at one point.
Shedeur, when you talk about progress, so and you're hard on yourself for those interceptions, but what progress did you make in that game last week?
Kept playing. That's progress. Of course, it's not the result, we want to do, and I definitely take that to heart, because I understand when I play winning football and when I don't. So it's kind of like understanding that, evaluating that, and just moving forward.
When teams are playing, talked to Jerry about just teams kind of showing you certain looks at the line of scrimmage, like a simulated blitz and then dropping into a coverage. You always talk about your self-evaluation and trying to get better each week. Just how do you feel like you've gotten better at sort of diagnosing some of those things and recognizing some of those things pre-snap?
I think as weeks go on, I mean, you gotta understand, I'm comfortable under pressure. It's just we just gotta all be together. You know, we gotta all, like, my whole career I played under pressure, externally, you know, on the field, off the field. Like, that stuff doesn't faze me. You get what I'm saying? It's just the only thing is we just gotta be able to make it translate. We all gotta be on one accord. We all gotta be, you know, more of a team, you know, when it comes to that. So, like, that it's just work in progress, you know, and I'm excited about that, you know.
What's the biggest difference you've noticed between college defense and NFL defense so far?
It's more structured.
Structured how?
Structured as in it's more organized.
How have you adjusted to that?
Great. I mean, I recognize, I see what they're doing. Each and every rep, you know, is helping. Is very helpful. It's knowing what, you know, exactly I'm looking at pre-snap. But a lot of that comes with trial and error. That comes with getting reps. That comes with practicing, playing. Like, that's what it comes with. You know, mine just so happens to be in the game, so it's cool, and, you know, I'm excited about it. But that's just each and every week, each and every day, you know, I feel like I get better.
Seth Tillman, Kevin said should be able to play more than the 7 snaps that he played last week. So how much might it help you guys and help you to have Seth out there?
Yeah, Seth's a great player, for sure. But whoever's on the field, whoever's not. Like, I just focus on my job, you know, and what I got to do. And I know they're going to do their job and what they got to do. So I'm excited that he's back. I'm excited a lot of people are back this week. But I just got to focus on completing the ball.
Sure, we're going to take a couple more.
You take it 1 week at a time, but what are some of the things that you're hoping to leave on tape as the season kind of wraps up?
Wins? Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the thing that excites us all. That the chance that we get to go out there and play football.
Hey, Shedeur, Jerry was just talking about your ability to throw the deep ball, what that does for the offense and open things up. How much pride do you take in the ability to throw an accurate deep ball, like we saw Sunday?
I just feel like it's just a throw. Like, I just feel like it's a throw. I try to, anytime, you know, we throwing the ball any distance, you know, I want to complete it. And those been getting completed lately. But that don't mean that, you know, I stopped working and I stopped doing everything just because we have some type of success with it. But you got to be better, well-rounded, you know, all the way around. We can't just be a deep ball thrower. We got to be able to complete, you know, the stuff when it's not there, when the deep ball not there. So that's what I'm trying to get better with in my game.
Is that other stuff tougher for you?
No, it's not. That stuff requires more like same page. Deep balls is more like you can anticipate a little more, you know, because you know the area, you know around where they're going to be, you know the margin of error, you know, you have for them in those reps. It's easier, you know, but you just got to always be on the same page, and you always got to, like, as soon as I, like for example, and what game was it? It was Tennessee game. Like, the dialogue me and Jerry have, the dialogue me and all the receivers have when it's a different type of game. Hey, get your eyes around a little quicker. You know, we're going to have to get to these spots a little faster. Because I may be there, but then it may have not developed fully yet. But then it's just playing on the same time, like thinking the same thing. So all that stuff comes with understanding each other, and that's just a tough thing. That's just a tough thing, you know, we dealt with.
Shedeur,
it's the last one.
Bills have one of the better pass defenses in the NFL, one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. How beneficial would it be for both you and the offense if that run game could kind of get going this week against Buffalo?
Yeah, whatever's called. Run, pass, anything, you know. Speed option, I'm ready for it. So whatever it takes to win, I'm excited for it. And, like, having those challenges, going against the Bears, going against all these great teams, like, I'm excited for it. I never duck challenges, and I'm thankful for it because I'm able to see, I'm able to see everything.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.